Hello friends, and welcome back to Let's Play Shining Force. I'm Craig, and here we are in Alterone, as this fellow so politely informs us. One nice thing about Alterone is that it's absolutely overflowing with items that you can steal. So we're going to do that, but first I need to empty my hero's inventory, otherwise the game is going to obnoxiously inform me that I have no room and not let me actually take anything from the chests scattered around the various basements in town. Alright, let's get started. See, this is useful because that means I don't have to actually buy one for Ken, as I was thinking I would have to. So that will save me a few hundred gold right there. $70 coins. There's 70% of my seed funding from the King of Guardiana right there. It's kind of sad to think about just how little money they were willing to invest in their last best hope for defeating Runefest. Well, I don't know about a witch, but she certainly has a pretty interesting dye job. See the future, huh? Yeah, okay, sure. Tell me. That's cool. I've never had a character in a game tell me to just stop playing before. Let's see. No, this is an item shop / bar right here. Yeah, nothing new here. This is all stuff we can get in Guardiana. But what about the deals? No. Alright, nothing of value. Kinda useless. Oh, who's this guy? Yeah, okay, I'm Buffon. Maybe we should go to the castle. Incidentally, that guy in the middle who I just talked to from Guardiana, you have to talk to him to proceed with the game. If you try to just go to the castle without talking to him first, you will not be let into the castle. It makes no sense. It's one of those irritating holdovers from early JRPGs, where you simply have to talk to the person who's never designated. There's no reason why you have to talk to them, but you have to talk to them, or else you cannot progress with the game. And I just pushed a cart into this woman. I really like that, how she just pushes you into the water. Incidentally, that sprite where you're just flailing around in the water, that only appears at this point in the game. You will never see it again. Except for right now, I'm going to jump back in. That's a great animation. Anyway, we got a power potion out of it, so that's a pretty good deal. And who should we give that to? I think I'm just going to give it to Gort to hold on to for now. Or, actually Gong. Gong doesn't have anything in his inventory. That's useless. That, on the other hand, is pretty useful. Let it never be said that I'm above pillaging a church for its medical herbs. What do we have here? Ah, another house. Oh, maybe so. Let's see what you've got. Oh, another healing seed. I'm not going to need to use that for a little while, but I'll just give that to someone else for safekeeping. Gong, why don't you hold on to it? And another middle sword. That's actually pretty handy. middle swords are a little bit better than the weapons most of my guys have right now. So I'm going to give that middle sword to Gort, who can actually use swords. And it will increase his damage a bit from the weapon he's currently using. 16? 17. A little bit better. Alright. And we're getting blocked in by Grandpa. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I think there's one more house we want to visit for pillaging purposes, and then we will move on to the castle. Here we go. And another medical herb. Very nice. Alright. Yeah, if you haven't talked to that guy in the bar, they just straight up won't let you in. I like how they had this castle with a bunch of standing water and treasure chests just lying around. Nothing in them, I guess, but still a little bit odd. For a castle, I mean. I actually have no reason to have a wooden arrow, except that I can probably sell it for a decent amount of money. Wooden arrows are pretty useless at this point. Any archer you get is going to have either a wooden arrow or something better than a wooden arrow anyway. And this isn't the sort of game where you can just give different types of weapons to characters who don't already know how to use them and change their class. Well, that explains why all the treasure chests are lying around unguarded. I wonder why that clergyman is in the jail. That's not a good sign. So, if you haven't gotten it by now, these guys are absolutely not worried about Runefaust, even slightly. That is a very unusual looking individual. That's all I dare say. Ah, treasure chest. Healing seeds, okay. Okay, yeah, fine. Give some more items to other people. This is somewhere where they really fell down on the job when they were making this. It's just the sheer unwieldiness of the user interface. It's really kind of irritating. Like, how hard would it have been to simply program a common inventory that all characters can have access to when they're outside of battle? Not that hard, if you ask me. And I should know, because I can program it. Let's see. Give more items, because I think those other chests are going to have something useful. Who gets the healing seed? Luke, you have a bit of room. Defense potion. Useful. Let's give that to someone else for safekeeping, and move on. I am intending to use all these defense and power potions at some point, but I don't need to just yet. And another middle sword. This one, definitely going to give to Luke. But I think I'm going to have to give Luke some room by giving that short sword elsewhere. I'll give it to Tao for now. Or Dao. However you pronounce it, I don't know. I assume it's Dao as in, you know, the Dao De Ching. Which is not pronounced with a T, in spite of the fact that I just pronounced it with a T just now. Equip Luke with his brand new middle sword, giving him a hefty attack of 19, and we'll see what this last chest has. A Bread of Life. Bread of Life is a bit like Defense Potion and Power Potion, in that it permanently increases certain stats. Huh. Yeah, so those are definitely some Rune Knights. If you weren't suspicious before about what's going on here, clearly you need to be suspicious now. What? Runefaust attacked Guardiana? Hard to believe! Follow me, Bouffant. Alright, Santa. I'll trust you. We'll consult with your ... tactician. So I'm sure you're not totally lying to my face about. Let's see. What do we have here? A wooden staff. Not particularly useful, but we can sell it. Let's make a little more room. Who do I want to give the Bread of Life to? With that very unusual looking jam on it, it appears. Let's see. Wooden staff, great. Thank you, very nice. I think it has to play like a little musical motif every time you find any item, no matter how useless it is. And you cannot move on until it's finished playing the musical motif, making you feel good about finding the item. And as as Admiral Akbar would say, it's a trap. No, I'm not surprised. I saw your knights before. Blah blah blah. Alterone has already surrendered. You don't say. But prison cells, I'd have to discuss them in a day or two. I see. A2, Santa. A2. I like how they show you actually being taken to yourself. That's, this was in the days before CGI, as you can tell. Well, let's see. No one to cure, no one to raise, no one to promote, certainly. After your guys get to a certain level, they can, basically transform into a more advanced version of their class, which I think basically all it does is make it so that they can use better weapons. Like after a certain point, if you're not promoted, you stop being able to use the game's newest, best weapons. I think it might also have the effect of increasing the stats that they get on average per level. Other than that, it doesn't really do much. And also it changes the sprites that your characters have, so that when you're in battle, they have cooler attack animations. With very few exceptions. This is one character I'll show you later on where he starts off with a really, really awesome attack animation, and then when you promote him, his attack animation gets kind of stupid. Speaking of stupid looking things, the time has come to strike back at Runefaust. I'm letting you out. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, weird dog-faced person. Please help me save Alterone. I'll fight alongside you. I can heal too. Alright, now this is Chris. Chris totally outclasses Lo as a healer. She's a way, way better healer. So we're going to be using her much more than we will Lo from this point on. And once we hit 13 characters recruited, and we start having to make choices about who to leave behind, Chris is going to come along. Lo, probably not. Thankfully, headquarters is connected to the prison, so I can come down and talk to my people. Well, there you go. Not a whole heck of a lot to say, but it's good to know that she will follow as I lead on. Makes me feel good. Oh, it's a battle, what do you know? Lord Darksol. Now, you may not know this, but there's actually a game that comes before this game in the Shining series. It isn't a tactical RPG. Shining Force is the first of that in this series, but there's a game that came before called Shining in the Darkness, which is actually a first-person dungeon delver. It has certain things in common with this game. I think it takes place in the same universe, and interestingly, Lord Darksol, who that guy just mentioned, is the main villain in that game. So he actually reappears in this game, even though it's a completely different type of game. Now, you might notice that some of the treasure chests seem to be closed again in this battle, even though I opened them when I was in town. You can actually open treasure chests in battle, which means we're going to want to hang a sharp right here and head for those treasure chests, because they're going to be filled with goodies, if I remember correctly. Even though it would probably be a lot easier to go to the left, I kind of like treasure, and chests containing it. So we're going to hang a right. Unfortunately, I don't have any flying characters at this point in the game, so I don't have any way of reaching that treasure chest on the island out there. There's also the small matter of there not being any women for me to piss off by splashing mud all over their dresses, and therefore, no one should push me into the water. It's a little sad, but I'll get over it. So as you can see at this point, I have 3 healers in my force. That's honestly a little bit of overkill, but until you reach the 12-person limit, there's no way to actually kick someone off of your team. So Lo is going to stay on my team for at least a little while longer. So you probably noticed those snipers and the dark mage up there. Those are characters we haven't seen before. And if I remember correctly, the dark mage at least is a pretty big deal. Snipers deal significant damage too, but the magic is particularly problematic because it deals consistent damage. It bypasses defense. Let's see what this guy has. Yeah, he has Blaze level 2, which is actually an area attack. It hits a cross-shaped area, and it can be quite unpleasant if you don't arrange your men correctly. You absolutely do not want to get hit with the Blaze 2, particularly when you have your men in a formation where it hits more than one of them. Dao, unfortunately, does not have Blaze 2 just yet, but in a level or two, I think she will probably learn it. Let's see if we can get her to learn it before the end of this battle. That giant bat is definitely going for it, looks like. And so is that one. Alright, this is going to be a pretty big confrontation here, it looks like. Those Rune Knights can see that I'm taking this particular route, and they are arranging themselves accordingly. What might be a smart thing for me to do, actually, is to send a small group up here, so that the Rune Knights don't all rally around the Dark Mage. Gufant is unimpressed with your attack, Dark Dwarf. Oh, and there's my computer going to sleep again. Sorry about that. Alright, Luke, I want you heading up this way. Gort, yeah, why don't you head up this way too? Ken evades. Well, nicely done, Ken. I'm impressed. As you can see, the giant bats are not going to do a whole heck of a lot to Gong. Might be able to hurt Hans a little, but I'm not too worried. Hans, meanwhile, not doing too much to them either. Alright, Bouffant. Time to show this dark dwarf what you're made of. And the answer is pain. He is made of pain. I'm sure that dark dwarf couldn't have liked that. And May. With number 2, the 1-2 punch. And the dark dwarf is down for the count. Yeah, I don't like those Rune Knights rallying over there. I'm gonna move Luke and Gort up some more. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a significant attack boost. Nice hit, Ken. Well done. Alright, I want you focusing on that bat. Because he is not going to evade a Blaze Block. One more of those, and I won't have to see his ugly mug ever again. Ugh. You bats and your evasion. Alright boys, time to move up some more. Give these Rune Knights something to be concerned about on their rear, so to speak. I'm just gonna leave her here. I don't think Bouffant really needs healing just yet. That was interesting. I wonder if my warriors are convinced that Dark Dwarf to retreat. Well, I certainly won't complain. Anything that takes pressure off of my front line is okay by me. Nice shooting, Hans. And May with the follow-up. And she's level 4. Attack increases by 1, very good, she definitely needs that. Defense increases by 3, very impressive. This is something that happens with May throughout the game. Her defense just goes so high. She becomes just an absolute tank by the end of the game. Alright, Gong. Maybe you can help out Ken here. Not much, it seems, but every little bit helps. If I remember, he did 5 damage to that guy last time, so that puts him in the danger zone, so to speak. Let's see if this is enough to take him down. And it is. Nicely done, Ken. And he's level 4 too, keeping up with May. Attack increases by 2. Very nice. Speed increases by 1. Hit points increased by 3. As you can see, once again his defense still isn't increasing, but his attack is. That's sort of how May and Ken tend to level up. Ken deals a lot of damage, but doesn't have much to show in terms of defense. Alright, now I'm going to finish off this annoying bat. Oh, well, she leveled up anyway, that's good. Magic points increased by 7. That is excellent. Ah, and now we have Blaze level 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it is on. We have the first area attack of the game. Now, by and large, area attacks are solely reserved for mages. And, they're awfully, awfully effective. Let's give Chris some experience here. Alright, let's see. I believe there's a chest in... Oh, there's a few chests in there. What might make sense is just sending Ken in there. So let's trade some items. Let's see. What does he have? In fact, maybe I should just send... No, she's full. Who has room? Does anyone have room in my party? Alright, Gong has a little... Chris has a ton of room. Alright, maybe I'll send Hans and Chris in there to open those chests. You guys just hang tight over there. I want that Rune Knight nice and distracted. The one big advantage Ken has over May is, well, I shouldn't say the one, he has 2 really. Attack power, he has better attack power, and he also has more hit points, which makes him less vulnerable to magic attacks. Right now, May is not someone I would want to put within range of a Dark Mage, because 12 hit points is really not enough to withstand a Blaze level 2. If I recall correctly. I might be off by a point or 2. Maybe it does like 10 or 11, but the damage is significant, and it's not something you want low hit point characters hanging around. here's what I want to know. I want to know what's going to happen if I, Here, let's equip him with the spear so we can chuck it at these bats. One thing I'm not sure of is what will happen if I start advancing with Luke and Gort. It might be a bad idea. Because if those other two Rune Knights join those two over there, well, that's going to be trouble. Maybe we'll just advance a little bit and see what happens. Nice arm, Ken. Good for him. Alright. Level 5. Very nice, very nice. Now you might be thinking, that's completely useless, right? Magic points? Why does the swordsman need magic points? He actually learns magic later on if he gets high level enough. So it's actually kinda useful. Not as useful as him gaining like strength or defense or hit points or anything, but it's not the worst possible thing that could have happened with this level up. Those Rune Knights are just gonna hang out for now, looks like. I'm not too worried just yet. See what happens if I move up the Luke a little more here. Nope, still sticking it out. Alright. Let's advance some more then. Another big swing from Bupont, taking out another giant bat. Alright, let's heal him up. Because, he could use a little bit of lovin'. From the little, healing fairy there. Man, it is taking a long time to reach those chests, isn't it? It's kind of unfortunate. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna have Luke and Gort hang out over here. Use that sign as something to help shield their flanks. Treasure chest is empty! I hope I didn't just waste a ton of time going to those chests. That would be obnoxious. Yeah, starting to think that was a waste of time. Alright, whatever. It's fine. We're still advancing here. Man, Ken is just ripping it up right now. Looks like he's trying to prove his worth to me. I didn't know better. Luke is having none of it from that Rune Knight. You are not going to guard that bridge, sir. That's what Luke says. Meanwhile, that Dark Dwarf is curiously passive. Gort is level 4. Very nice. Only a hit point increase. Not the best level up I've seen, but still pretty decent. What is this? I can't search the chest? Huh. That's a lot of time wasted on scenery. Oh well. Alright, May, you finish this guy off. Alright, Gort is taking some hits here, but nothing he can't handle, I think. Provided the turn order doesn't get too out of whack. Okay, 3 Rune Knights is probably a little too much for these guys to handle right now, so I'm going to have to fall back with them. It's unfortunate that low is only going now. I think Gort has some healing herbs. So he might be able to retreat and heal on his next turn. Yeah, there we go. Medical herb. Luke, I kind of want him to stay here and finish off this Rune Knight. I think he can certainly take a couple of Rune Knight hits. He's got pretty high defense. Alright, May, we don't want you getting too close to that Dark Mage. That guy is bad news. For someone with a mere 9 hit points remaining. Uh-oh. That's not good. Whew. Well, so much for that. Poop. Alright, whatever. It's fine. Luckily, this is not Fire Emblem. This is Shining Force. And if you gamble with one of your guys and lose, it's not the end of the world. You just have to waste money raising them from the dead for the next battle. Alright, Gon, we're gonna have you heal May, just in case I need to use her. I do not want her getting one-shotted by that Dark Mage. Come on, Hans. You can do it. Oh, he's given Pursuit. And this guy too, huh? Well, Gordon Lowe can make it in here, certainly. And once that happens, they'll be able to hold them off with no problem. Just as long as Lowe goes. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. Gort and Lo are going to hole up in there, where the enemies can only reach them one at a time. With that sort of setup, I think they should be just fine. And the Dark Mage is not moving. Interesting. Well, I'm not going to wait for him. I'm going to go right for the jugular. Those are awfully burly elves, I have to say. So as you can see, Ken is pretty much dead if we don't kill that Dark Mage before he goes again. Luckily, one way or another, that Dark Mage is going to die with whatever attack I use against him next. Oh, low level death. That's nice. Alright, Gort. Show this Rune Knight who's boss. And here we go, May, following up with the spear. Going to take down that Dark Mage before he ever gets a chance to use that Blaze 2 attack on me. There we go. That's what I was hoping would happen. And now, let's, unfortunately, this game doesn't let you just hit enemies with the, you can't actually just, like, land a Blaze 2 somewhere in your range and let some of the, outer reticles from the AoE hit them. There has to be an actual target within range. Which seems a little silly to me, but there's not much I can do about it. Meanwhile, these Rune Knights are not going to give up until they have Gort 6 feet under. I should probably send someone to help out. Oh, Ken is probably going to live. That's exciting. Why don't we send Ken down there? I'm just going to have him use a healing item. Wow, they're not going to move at all, are they? That's, really dumb. Oh well. No skin off my back, I guess. It's funny, I remember the AI in this game being pretty lackluster, but I don't remember it being quite that dumb. Alright. We need to go rescue Gort. Post haste. I don't want any more casualties on this one. That was a pretty good turn order right there. That worked out well. Would have worked out much less well in another order. As you can see, the centaurs move pretty far relative to the other units. At least on areas without the land effect. Oh good, Gon's gone up a level. Very good. A nice all-around level there. That Rune Knight's just gone twice now, hasn't he? Hang in there, Gort. We're coming. Alright, here's Lowe's last heal. Hopefully that should be enough to keep him safe until Ken and Meg can get down there. Yeah, that Rune Knight is taking a lot of turns. Oh dear, I didn't mean to do that. Forgot he wasn't equipped with the spear. Man, Shiny Force is really working overtime to make this a dramatic ending to the battle, aren't they? Coming down to the wire here, at least as far as Gort's survival is concerned. Ah, he gets to go again. That's useful. Nice hit, Ken. I won't say that Ken is MVP for this battle, but he's pretty close. He's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Alright, Gort, you deserve this. Finish that sucker. Be sure to talk to the King of Alterone. Well, we know how well that worked out last time. I guess I'll just have to do it again. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for watching Let's Play Shining Force. I've been Craig, I'm still Craig, and I will see you next time.